Hi guys, I'm Delicia. Welcome back to my channel. It's almost the end of June, which means 2026 is halfway over. And do you still remember the goals and the habits you set at the beginning of this year? And more importantly, are you actually doing them right now? The answer is no, don't worry, I'm right there with you. So today I want to share with you 5 tips to help your 2026 back on track. Check your goals and delete some of them. First of all, go back and look all the routines and habits that you set at the beginning of this year. You probably had a long list, but be honest with yourself. Some of your goals are not actually that important to you anymore. Since 2026, it's only 6 months left. Let's focus on the goals that truly matters and will have the biggest impact on our lives. For example, at the beginning of this year, I wanted to read 1 book every month, drink fewer sugary drinks, stop scrolling after waking up, post more on Instagram, take French and Italian speaking classes, and wake up early. Looking back at my life right now, I realized that drinking fewer sugary drinks, posting more on Instagram, and waking up early are my priorities right now. So instead of trying to do everything, I decided to let those goals go and focus on what matters most. Second, check your progress. The next step is to honestly evaluate how you've been doing. To judge yourself, but to understand where you are so you can adjust your plan for the next 6 months. For me, I finally started my online speaking classes in May and June. To be honest, it's actually later than I planned, but at least I got started. And now I take 1 French and 1 Italian speaking classes a week, which I am really happy about. As for reading, I managed to read every month except May. I didn't have much time and the book I chose took me longer to finish. And honestly, the goal that I struggled with the most was not scrolling after waking up. I basically failed that one. But that's exactly why we're doing this reflection. Third, find solution and make your goals easier. Once you know where you're struggling, don't just rely on motivation. Come up with solutions in advance and make your goals easier to achieve. The key is to think of solutions ahead of time and even automate them if possible. For example, for my speaking class, instead of waiting until I feel like it, I set up a weekly class with a teacher. For reading, I can keep my Kobo in my bag so I can read during lunch breaks or while commuting. And for not scrolling after waking up, maybe I can put my phone on the other side of the room or maybe do something else instead, like journaling after waking up for 5 minutes. Don't let your goals harder than they need to be and design your environment to help you succeed. Fourth, reflect weekly and monthly. I think the biggest reason that people give up their goals easily because they only think of them once a year. They set goals in January and don't look at them at all until December. Instead, try checking in with yourself every week and every month. Ask yourself what's working, what's not working, what needs to change. For example, if I skip reading for 2 weeks, I can adjust before I completely falling off track. And if my speaking classes no longer fit my schedule, I can adjust them instead of quitting entirely. Small adjustment over time is much more powerful than waiting for another fresh start. Fifth, remember why you wanted this goal in the first place. When motivation disappears, your reason becomes very important. Why did you want this goal? For me, I didn't want to improve my Italian French just to say that I learned another language. I wanted to communicate confidently with people from different cultures. I wanted to become the person who keeps learning throughout life. I didn't want to read books just to complete a challenge. I wanted to expand my perspective and learn new ways of thinking. When you reconnect the deeper reason behind your goals, it's much more easier for you to keep going when things get difficult. Because you're not just chasing a checklist, you are becoming the person you want to be. You don't need to wait next January to start again. You can reset today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what's one goal you want to get back on track with for the rest of 2026. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!